Hey guys, Chetan here for PhoneRadar, and today we are going to do the review of the Gionee Pioneer P6. Gionee is one such foreign brand in India that has got a good response and limited devices in every price range. Their flagship eLife E7 had made quite an impact on the smartphone community for its amazing 16MP camera. The Pioneer P6 comes with a 5-inch 720p display which has a quad-core MediaTek chipset and 1GB of RAM along with 8GB internal storage. The numbers may seem moderate when compared with the phones available in the price range of 8,000 to 10,000 rupees. Let's go on with the review. The design looks very prominent as per the price range. It feels comfortable to hold the device, and the metal rim around the edge gives a quality look to the device. The plastic body of the P6 has a good toughness that can certainly withstand a few falls. At 5-inch display, it isn't the most compact device, but still very much comfortable because of the curvy design. The front of the P6 resembles Huawei's Honor Ollie, but it is less wide than it, and you can see an LED flash on the front beside the camera, and that was a trend that has been started by the Sony's Xperia C3, and then we saw the same on the Acer Liquid E700. The brushed aluminum look on the back feels smooth and gets smudged and fills with fingerprints, which is quite something to worry about. The Gionee's branding on the back looks cool, and it is somewhat resistant to scratches, as there wasn't any scratches even when I had the usual chunk of keys, phone and coins in the same pocket of the jeans. That is a good point because it is a very shiny plastic on the back. The rim around the back camera makes sure that the impact doesn't fall directly on the lens when the phone is placed on a flat surface. The two SIM card slots and a microSD card slot can be found under the removable back cover. The loudspeakers are located on the bottom of the back. Coming to the display, the lack of a 720p display on the P6 makes it look like an odd bird in this price range. The pixel per inch count of the display is lower than the average PPI for a 5-inch display in this price range, although the pixels may be easily differentiable, but if you can let go of that, the actual color output is pretty great. The touch responsiveness of the screen is quite well, but the display seems to attract fingerprints easily. One would want to place a screen guard for that. And even though the screen has a low resolution, output of content and readability both are pretty good on this. The screen is quite reflective, but in spite of that, when you turn on the full brightness, it is quite enough to read under the bright sunlight. Coming to the software, the P6 runs Android 4.4.2 KitKat out of the box, and it isn't the Gionee's Amigo UI, which is seen in the flagship series of Gionee. And for some people it is good because there's an app drawer present on the device, which isn't the case with the Amigo UI. It is a very simple, neat and easy to use interface, just with a few changes to the stock Android like the icons and the set of bloatware. Both OTA and manual update options are available, which can be seen from the system update application. When it comes to personalization, the color app is preloaded with a few themes, wallpapers and effects for desktop switch. All in all, the interface is simple, clean and gives some control to the users over its looks. The hardware and performance. The Pioneer P6 handles most of the applications pretty well considering its low specs, although there were some noticeable lags on heavy games as well as in Gallery app because the content was filling up quickly. While the games like Asphalt 8 were unplayable due to the resolution issue, we played a few other games like the Subway Surfers, Temple Run 2 and a few others which didn't have any frame drops or lags. Coming to the benchmark scores on the P6, they were as expected for a device with the MediaTek MT6582 chipset and 1GB of RAM, while the main culprit here is the below average graphics score for the low resolution display again. The 1950 mAh battery on the Pioneer P6 seems to have a decent standby time, as well as based on the regular usage it can last till the end of the day. The interesting part was the battery didn't drain much because of the screen, which took about 27% of the battery for about 4 hours of screen on time. The cameras may not be great by numbers, as the rear cam is 5MP and the front is a 2MP one. But against to that, we are impressed with the capture quality on both the cameras. The 5MP rear shooter has a good color reproduction and is much better than the 5MP cameras in this price range. And although while the zoomed in pictures had a lot of grains, that is quite expected from a 5MP module. Whereas the video quality is not good, even though the decent device is capable of shooting 1080p videos. The 2MP camera on the front had some reassuring results as it has the support of the LED flash, but as this is a fixed focus camera, it is noticeable that closely recorded images were not in focus. Now, talking about the cons or the disadvantages, the specs on the P6 are not competitive when compared with a set of budget smartphones in India in the current market. and since it is not even priced in the budget range, the device would get less attention than the other devices. The display disappoints once with the low resolution of FWVGA and twice as the fingerprints were clearly visible on the panel. Our final verdict would be that there are so many smartphones in this sub 10K range. We would recommend the P6 only for its good interface, a decent camera combination, and majorly the good build quality. No doubt there are some good worthy competitors that have a similar pricing and that could even beat the P6 for its price, the Zenfone 5, Eureka and the Xiaomi Redmi Note. Now it would be on you to decide whether you want to buy this or those ones. So this was the review of the Gionee Pioneer P6. Do subscribe to PhoneRadar for more videos. Thank you.